Hey guys, this is a guide on how to complete all 4 of the Ground Zero starting tasks, including first in line, saving the mole, burning rubber, and shooting cans. And then I'll also be going over the luxurious life task at the end as well, so that you guys will know how to complete all the current Ground Zero tasks in one video. And then that way, if more are going to be added this wipe, then I will do separate videos for those and then link them in the description. So starting with the therapist task first in line, for this task we do have to locate the Emercom Station on Ground Zero and then hand over any 3 found in raid medical items. So here's a map of Ground Zero, and where we do have to go for the Emercom Station is going to be the northwest part of the map besides the Emercom checkpoint extract, and my PMC will be starting just in front of the huge Terror Group building garage. So my PMC is here in a raid, and then the Terror Group building is just here in front of me, and as we do turn around, then you will see the red Unity Credit Bank sign in the distance, and basically the Emercom Station will be just beneath this writing. So as you do start running over towards this area and then you get closer to the Unity Bank sign, then you will see a police car on your left, and then just beyond that on the left is going to be a tent. Now going inside of this tent will give you a subtask complete, but it can be finicky here, so if it doesn't work first off, then just try walking closer to the Unity Credit Bank building until the subtask does go off. Now as for the second part of this task, you do have to hand over any 3 medical items found in raids, so it could be bandages, IFAKs, AFAKs, etc., but I would suggest not handing over Salewas if you do happen to find any in your first couple raids, since you will end up requiring those for the next therapist task that is unlocked after completing this one called Shortage. So now moving on to the mechanic task, saving the mole. For this task, you do have to locate the USEC PMC Group at the parking lot of the Terror Group complex, and then you have to locate the lab scientist and then access his office in order to locate and obtain the scientist's hard drive. And then you do have to survive an extract to be able to hand the hard drive over to Mechanic. So here's another map of Ground Zero, and I do have marked the Terror Group garage, the scientist, and also his office, and then my PMC will be starting just in front of the Terror Group building by the garage. So my PMC is here in raid, and if we do move to our left and then enter in the backside of this garage, then we will want to go to the far end of this garage by the white van underneath the Terror Group text just up above the door. And this is where we will end up getting our first subtask complete for finding the USEC PMC Group in the parking lot. Now after getting the subtask, then you do want to head into the hallway and then take a right and keep straight until you do come to a big open room where you do want to veer to the left and head towards the big cat statue on the far side. And then you want to keep left when you are by the cat and then go in through this doors into the hallway, and then you do want to follow it all the way around until you do get up to the collapsed area. And when you do get close enough, then you will see a body in amongst all the rubble here. Once you do walk up to the body, then you will get another subtask complete because this is going to be the scientist, and when you do interact with his body, then you will find the Terror Group Science Office key, which is going to be similar to the Customs Unknown key in that it is a 100% spawn rate quest key on this body. So unless somebody has already looted it, then it will always be here for you. And once you do end up looting this key, then I do suggest that you place it in your secure container just in case you end up dying before getting to use it. So to use this key, you do want to go back out past the cat and then keep left and then head up the staircase on your left as well, all the way up to the top. And then at the top of the stairs, then you do want to take a right and go down the hallway before the desk. You want to head towards the very bright screen and also the number 3 on the wall. But as you do get closer to this number 3, then you will notice that there is another door which is labeled number 4 on your right, and this is where we can use the Terror Group Science Office key. And once you do unlock this door and head in, then we will have to locate the hard drive, which will have 3 potential spawns, and all 3 of them are going to be located on the desk to the middle left of the room. So the first spawn will be on the bottom right shelf, or it can also be on the top of the desk in the middle in front of the chair, or it can also be on top of the desk to the left of the chair. But once you have obtained the hard drive, then you will have to survive an extract from the map to hand it over to Mechanic, or if you do happen to die after retrieving it, then you will have to return to do this task all over again. However, if you do have to come back to retry this task, then you will not have to go to visit the scientist to get the key all over again, since inside of room 3 there is going to be a jump up that you can do to access room 4 without the key. But you will have to locate the scientist the very first time. This jump through is strictly going to be if you do have to return to try this task all over again. However, just be aware that there can also be people ratting inside this locked room by also using the same window, which will then give you a false sense of security that the door is still locked, so technically there shouldn't be anyone inside there. So once you do unlock the door, then just don't run in mindlessly, make sure to still clear it as though the room was already unlocked. So now moving on to the skier task, burning rubber. For this task, you will have to use the paid vehicle extraction on Ground Zero. So I do have a map up on the screen right now, and where the car extract is located will be just next to the Terror Group building, and it is going to be to the right if you are looking at the actual building itself, and then it will be at the end of the street, and my PMC will be starting just in front of the Terror Group building at the intersection. So my PMC is here in raid, and to the end of this road on the right of the Terror Group building is going to be the location of the car extract. And you do have to make sure that you bring in 5k rubles in order to pay to take this extract, and initially you did need a survive status when they did implement this task, but now they seem to have removed that, which means that now a run through will end up working to complete it. However, that does mean that some people will be just loading into a raid and trying to snipe the car as soon as possible. So just be aware that you can check if the car is available in your raid by double tapping O, and then if the Xville01 text is still white, then it means that the car is still in raid since it does have a 100% spawn chance. But if it is green, then that means that somebody's actively trying to extract using it, and if it is red, then that means that somebody has already taken it. And because it can only spawn in once per raid, then that means that it will be gone and not to bother checking to see if it is there. You should also be aware that there is going to be a bunch of people running this extract at the start of wipes due to this task, and that there is a bunch of angles that people can shoot and grenade you from. So if you are having a difficult time getting this one done, then a night raid may end up being the best way, since it will have a little bit less traffic. So now moving on to the proper task, shooting cans. So for this task, we do have to locate a machine gun and a grenade launcher at specific locations on ground zero, and then we do have to eliminate 5 of any targets on ground zero. So on the screen, I do have a map up for you guys, and I do have the location of the machine gun and the grenade launcher marked, and my PMC will be starting just in front of the Terror Group building and also the Empire building. So my PMC is here in a raid, and to my right is the Empire building, and up on the second floor window where I'm pointing is the machine gun location. So to get up there, then we do have to head into this building on our right, and then you do want to go past the reception desk and into the recessed door on our right, and then you want to head through the first set of double doors immediately on your left and then start up the stairs. Now you will run into some barbed wire just before the top, so you do want to jump through this in whatever way that you can, and then you want to take a left out the door and then take the next right. You want to then go straight and enter into this office at the end, where you will see a machine gun aiming out the window towards the Terror Group building, and then you will end up getting a subtask complete as you do approach this gun. After getting this, then we do want to head back out the way that you came so we can locate the grenade launcher, and just so you guys know, you can avoid the barbed wire on the way back down by jumping on the railings below. And then once you end up getting to the first floor, instead of going right past the reception desk, then you want to take a left and then go through the hole in the wall and exit just next to this blue truck by crouching through the window. Once you are back out of the building and on the road, then you will want to go to the left towards this huge building at the end of the street to the right with the tower and red light up at the top, which is the Capitol building, and where we do have to go to locate the grenade launcher. So heading down this street, you will go past an ambulance, and then you will see the number 6 on your right hand side, and then this is the building that we do have to go to. And then up on the second level to the left window is going to be the grenade launcher that I'm pointing to. And then I will point out another landmark for you guys, which will be this Nakatani building to the left side. But as we do turn to our right and head into the Capitol building, then you do want to go up the escalators and take a right to continue up more stairs until you do come to a set of glass double doors. Now you do want to open these up and then head in towards the second office on your left hand side, which will be directly across from a subway. And inside this office, then the grenade launcher will be in the far right hand corner looking out the window down the street that we just came from. And it will also be looking towards the Terror Group building garage. Now once you do get close enough, then you will get a second subtask complete, and then the last part of this task is to eliminate any 5 targets on this map, which means that it can be other PMCs, AIs, or player scavs, so that will help to make it a little bit easier that you guys can just take out anything that gets in your way and it will count towards the task for you. And just know that you can complete it over however many raids that it does take you, and if you do happen to die, then you will not have to relocate the guns again. They will end up staying as completed for you. And you can also find the guns in whatever order that you do want to. It doesn't have to be the way that I show you guys in this raid. Depending on your spawn, then you can always reverse the order if that's going to be better for you in your raid. And as for the kills, just remember that you can also use any gun and wear any gear that you do want to in order to get the kills. Now lastly, moving on to the proper task Luxurious Life, which you will unlock after completing the proper task Debut, which is unlocked after finishing shooting cans. For this task, you will have to locate the liquor store and then obtain the wine bottle from inside the liquor store and then survive an extract to hand it over to Proper. So here's a map of Ground Zero, and the location of the liquor store is going to be right across from the big Terror Group building, and then my PMC will be starting just in front of this liquor store. So my PMC is here in raid. Just behind me is where the ASAP winery is, and then we do have to enter in from the left side of this building. Once inside, then we will have 6 potential spawns that we do have to look for in order to check for the bottle of wine. Now the first spawn will be to the right of the desk, and I will show a picture of what each spawn looks like if it is active, rather than just saying the exact shelf, since that will probably work a lot better. And then the second spawn will be to the left of this desk in the corner just before the kegs. The third spawn will be behind the desk in the bottom shelf, and again I'll post another picture of what it does look like. And then the 4th, 5th, and 6th spawns will be in the back cooler room, where you will have 2 spawns on the left wall and then 1 in the center shelf as soon as you do enter in. And again, I will post a picture of what these spawns will look like, since it will be much easier and clearer for you guys to visualize where it is that I'm trying to describe. So after you have found the bottle of wine, then you will have to survive an extract in order to hand the bottle over to Proper. So if you do happen to die in between finding the bottle and extracting, then you will have to return in order to try all over again. So that is going to be it for all 5 of the Ground Zero guides that we do know about at this time. So hopefully you guys did find this guide useful, and it does help you guys to save some time and also to get these tasks out of the way. Thank you all for checking out my guide on this, and hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day.